Hey everybody, welcome to the Lakers Nation newsfeed. My name is Trevor Lane, senior writer for LakersNation.com. Today we're going to be breaking down the Luol Deng situation. The Lakers have just bought out the contract of Luol Deng. He's given up about $7.5 million in order to become a free agent, and the Lakers will get a little bit more cap space in the future, as well as getting that contract off the books so they can go chase some max free agents next summer. To help me break it all down, I brought in salary cap expert Keith Smith of Real GM and Celtics blog. Keith, thanks so much for hopping on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's not what I expected to be doing on the Saturday afternoon of college football, but here we are, and I'm ready to go.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the news have been pretty slow for the Lakers for the last few weeks, so it felt like we kind of needed this little jolt here. Luol Deng, now a free agent, and the Lakers have actually waived and stretched his salary. A lot of people saying that they were going to wait until next summer or maybe even the trade deadline this year to do that. Why do this now?
Yeah, so there's no difference between doing it right now and doing it at the trade deadline or even next summer as far as the amount of cap space they're going to create or anything like that. It was really the deadline was either do it yesterday or before or do it today, because on 9/1, you can you eat the salary for this year in one chunk, and then you can stretch next year's amount. If you'd done it before, you would have stretched, as you and I have had multiple conversations on, you'd have had to stretch that whole $36 million plus over that 5-year window. Now it's only the 3. What seemed to be the impetus to get it done today was Luol Deng gave back a significant amount of money in the buyout, which then created even more cap space than the Lakers wanted. And for Deng, the motivation is get free, hopefully catch on with a team of his choosing before training camp and get to his next destination.
Right. So, I mean, the incentive here was really to get it done now was on Deng's side, because he's able to get the ability to go and sign on with another team as they're preparing for training camp. I mean, there's a host of options out there for him that he could wind up with. A lot of people look to the Minnesota Timberwolves and Tom Thibodeau, but time will tell where he winds up. For the Lakers, this means that they will for sure have a max cap space slot next summer. Depending on what they do, they could make moves between now and then, but they should have that max slot without having to make any trades. They didn't have to give up a future first or anything like that in order to clear Luol Deng off their books.
Yeah, absolutely. In order to get rid of that full 18.8 Deng was due to be owed for next season, they would have either had to have attached at least one first, maybe two, or a first and a second, something like that, or attach one of their young players. And we all know they're attached to their young guys, and they should be, because all of them have showed varying degrees of promise. None of them are really questionable prospects. They're all pretty good ones at this point. So there's the motivation for the Lakers here is, well, we get this money off the books, and Deng's motivation, as you said, was, well, now I'm free now. I can go do what I want to do. And it costs them a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, Luol Deng's made plenty of money in his NBA career. Mm-hmm. So giving back, we're reported $7.5 million. That's a lot of money to you and I. To Luol Deng, maybe not so much.
Does this move clear up any cap space for the Lakers this season in the here and now? Do they have any money to play with now because Luol Deng's contract is off the books and he gave back some money?
Yeah, it doesn't. The Lakers were already up and over the salary cap at this point, so they're not going to clear any money this season. So they're basically right where they were. It's reported that they have no plans to immediately fill this open roster spot. My guess is what they'll do is they'll go into training camp with the guys they have under contract, see if one of their camp invites can prove that he's deserving of a slot, bring that player in on the regular season roster and move forward with the group that they have. That they've got a couple two-way guys. Maybe they convert one of the two-way guys or something like that into this slot if he has a really strong camp. But I think the roster is what you see right now. Then in season, they might cycle through some guys, or maybe kind of save that roster spot for a veteran buyout, because we always know LeBron has, veteran buyout guys are always looking to join a LeBron James team.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. We could see a veteran buyout. It could even happen mid-season if they keep that slot open. Now, when you are looking ahead to the future, based on the current numbers right now, would the Lakers be in position to go after a 10-year max player like a Kevin Durant, or are they still stuck in that kind of 7 to 9 year range? How much has this freed up for them for next summer?
Yeah, barring something really, really unexpected, they should be right there. They should have the amount of cap space that they need to get into that 10-year window and be able to go get the full max player that they're going to be going after. So a Kevin Durant, as you mentioned, or anybody else. Or the other nice option is if it's not a full 10-year max guy, you can go get a full, the next tier down max guy, and then have a little bit of cap space left over to continue to flesh out the roster. Because in order to do that, basically all these guys who sign these 1-year contracts post LeBron James inking up, they're going to have to be let go and renounced and go. But the nice thing is if you have a little bit of cap space left over, you could throw that at some of these guys. Even some of these guys you might question that maybe they overpaid a little this year, and then they can say, hey, we'll give you $4 or $5 million of what we have left over next year, and that really turns like a guy like Rajon Rondo,
right?
His $9 million contract turns into a 2-year $14 million contract or something like that, which looks a lot more palatable than the 9 for the 1 year. So it's all about setting up to be as flexible as you can for Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka going forward.
Now, how about from the PR perspective? Because I think that part of the incentive to this isn't just financial, but it's another season of not having Luol Deng on the bench for another season, sitting there not playing. I felt like that wasn't a good look for the Lakers, keeping a healthy player on the bench, especially a guy who has been a veteran in the league and done so many good things. Does this improve the Lakers' image around the league amongst players? Do you think there's that element to this as well?
Yeah, I think it improves their image in a handful of ways. Players and agents look at it as, hey, they made this happen. They went forward and got this guy off the roster. Obviously, Deng gave up some money to do so, but that's how you work with guys, right? This signing, unfortunately, didn't work out from the moment really the contract was signed. It went south on both Deng and the Lakers. So what they're able to do now is say, all right, we have this worked out. We're gonna move forward, and that frees it up. What it also does is now you don't have, for the fans, they're not going to look at the end of the bench and see that $37 million reminder of wasted money at the end of the bench. I think fans were really tired of Deng and Mozgov, seeing those guys in suits nightly and saying, what did we do? Now it's really, hey, this is everything from the past is now gone, minus some good draft picks. Those are all gone, and this is LeBron James' team and town and time, and we're going to build around him and go forward with a completely fresh start almost.
Keith, before we wrap up, anything else that we need to know about this move from the Lakers' perspective?
Yeah, you and I talked on a previous episode, maybe a month or so ago, about how all these 1-year contracts are also inherently tradable. Yes, right. So I think what this does is this gives the Lakers that flexibility. Well, let's say their rumored target is Kawhi Leonard in the offseason next year. They could take on a little bit of money for next year and still have the max slot opened up for Leonard, which they may not have had previous. What you want to do is with a lot of these guys, they don't want you to pitch them in free agency of, well, if we do this, and this, we can then sign you. It's do you have the money or do you not have the money? Because they don't want to wait around. And now they're going to have the money to really go out there and get it, and they're going to have a year of LeBron and the kids together. And what I'm higher on this team than a lot of other people are seemingly around the league. I just have that much faith in LeBron James, Western Conference or not. So I think what you're looking at is this is going to be almost a full showcase year of, hey, free agents join up here, and we might have something really special going forward.
So this could give them even a little bit of wiggle room at the trade deadline. If they were to bring in another piece, if they're going to send out some salaries, say they decide to let one of the young kids go, gives them a little bit of wiggle room to where they can bring someone in and then still be able to go after like a Kawhi Leonard or somebody like that, depending on how much salary they take on.
Yeah, absolutely. This has opened doors that I don't think anybody could have expected to be open. We knew they were going to be in the hunt for a max free agent in next summer. Like it just everything lined up that way after LeBron signed and all the 1-year deals following him. But now it is there with increased flexibility, which, everything. You sign LeBron James, you kind of win the summer almost no matter what. Yeah. Now what you're looking at is you've got a situation where you won the summer and every move since then has just been a really good one. And the Lakers have built all this flexibility. The other nice thing is when you have vets on 1-year deals, those guys are playing for their next contract. But these aren't stat hungry guys who are going to be chasing numbers. These are guys who are going to be proving, hey, I can do this the right way. And the guy they're trying to prove it to is LeBron. So when LeBron meets with Magic and Rob at the end of the season, he says, hey, let's keep Lance Stevenson around because I really liked having him here. I like what he brought to the team. Mm-hmm. Well, that goes a very long way if they have the right kind of season.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be about them kind of showcasing themselves to the Lakers as well as to the rest of the league and proving that they can be that piece, they can be cohesive and fit in, even though some of these guys have some checkered past, that they can fit into a team concept. So that's going to be really important and a great point. Keith, thanks so much for hopping on here and helping me break all this down with the Luol Deng now that he's out the door and the Lakers can look forward from here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Thanks for thinking of me. Whenever you've got these kind of cap questions, I'm always happy to come on. Anytime I can start talking salary cap in late August, early September with trades and waiving stretches, I'm a happy guy because this is normally such a quiet period. But this was great. I'm glad to be here with you.
Yeah, it has been a fun summer for the NBA, and of course this last little parting shot here gives us that last gasp before training camp starts up. So yeah, it was great to have a little bit of news, and hopefully this is something that's going to help the Lakers improve moving forward. Everybody, you can go follow Keith on Twitter at KeithSmithNBA. He's a great follow on there. Breaks down a lot of the salary cap ramifications around the NBA, and of course find his work on Real GM and Celtics blog. That's going to do it for now. My name is Trevor Lane. You can follow me on Twitter at Trevor_Lane. Keep it tuned here to the Lakers Nation YouTube channel as well as the Lakers Nation Newsfeed podcast for all the latest breaking Lakers news. See ya.